Hi guys, I hope you can hear me, because I changed things around again, but I guess it should work. Hello, welcome to another installment of Forging Altea. Just have to look because the dog is here. And something, the garbage bin just fell over and she's scared. Now she's walking out again. Okay. Alright, so tradition demands it. This is really the last one I have in house. Alright, quickly close the door. Okay, so I'm back. Cool, so today I wanted to do something that we need to fix anyways, and I hope I can get it done in two hours. So kind of like the last stream where we did Faye. So the idea was there as well to get something done in the 2 hours, and we kinda made it. I had to fix a few issues off stream, but other than that, it works. All right. Cheers, guys. So to show you what's the problem, and I will change the task to what did we call it? Painting character portraits. Yeah. Can I use this? No. So, are we actually not going to paint something here? But I will show you what I mean with that. Let me quickly change the music before that. Hit play, shuffle. Alright. So, I'm going to show you what's wrong. Because what I mean with painting character portraits, these are like these little portraits that we use in the game when you select a unit or character. And those currently, I will show you, we have to wait about a minute in matchmaking, so we can find a bot on the testing service. I guess I can't visualize it within the editor only. This is something where you need an opponent directly. Yeah. So I have no idea yet how I'm going to fix this. So the idea is to come up with an idea, use that, and yeah, and then implement it as fast as possible. So within the 2 hours, if that works. Okay. 10 more seconds, then we should have a match. Yeah, there we go. Now there is a patch 0.8.28 and review currently on the test flight of Apple, and we changed some things around. I will show you that right now, and this results in the issue that I want to fix today. The bot name is creative. Okay, so the bot is turn. So let's see what it's gonna do. Yeah, I can show you already. So this camera is tucked right in front of this pawn. I just selected this character. And now that he attacks, you see it moves out of frame because we have a clipping plane in place where we only render a certain amount to the back of the character and stuff. And I guess this has been possible before as well, but now we can do. Can I walk 2 times there? No, I guess not. No. So let's do this and see what's going to happen. But you now can chain attacks. Please don't kill me. I'm probably dead. Yeah, there's no chance. The knight is going to live this attack. Yay! So I guess I can't show that. Or maybe I can. Yeah, he will die as well. Oh, he waited. Oh, that's good. That's good for us. So I can show it. So with the next update, guess he walked. Yeah. So I can return. Okay. So I can now walk down here. Do this. While I do this, I'm going to attack here, and then I say, because it's already dead, I can't attack here. But if this attack would not have killed him, I could have planned this attack beforehand, because that was not possible before, because this character was still busy, and while he was busy doing animations and stuff, we would not allow it to do that. But yeah, due to that, there's also this thing that you can stay selected here and then see an attack happening, and the same problem arises that you saw before. The character just gets out of this frame that we need. So currently, I hope this works, because this title button sometimes screws stuff up. So if we look in here, every one of these pawns you can see has a camera tucked in front of him. And what we're going to do is we will get rid of this camera. We will still use this location here, because we already set it up that way and it works. But what we're going to do, we are going to expose it, and when we click on a pawn, we will tell. What are we going to do? We will tell another component within the scene to take this selected pawn and spawn it. Can I do it? Yeah, spawn it out here, somewhere where it can't be seen from the game camera, and then we use the camera as well, like we did before. We spawn all of that in, then we render that, and this is going to feed back into the UI. So the tricky thing is we need to be able to do this with 2 pawns at once, 2 characters, because you can select and target at the same time. Yeah, but basically I guess we would just have 1 pawn here and another pawn here. Kinda. And yeah, this is kind of the component that is currently being used to do that, which is called portrait. And here's camera. This is the render texture that we're going to render in. Yada yada yada. We essentially going to separate it out into, I don't know. We will continue to have the portrait component, but the portrait component will do one thing. Will he? Well, yeah. It would still be nice to just keep this as an interface and just change the way how we draw stuff. So the idea is keeps track of the camera position, rotation, and exposes the texture to use in the UI. Then we need to have something like a portrait. I wrote it wrong above. Portrait. Spawner. Let's call it like this for now. And what we basically need, we need a reference. So the portrait component should have a reference to portrait spawner. So in that case, it would make sense to make it a singleton, which I hate. I hate singletons. But in that case, I guess it would make sense. And he will, the thing will take in portrait information, so from the portrait component and the pawn, essentially clone the pawn, clones the pawn, and places a prefab camera in the position. I like that approach. So what we need for sure, you can't see that, right? Yeah, let me zoom in there. We need a thing that spawns this stuff. Best case scenario, I will give him a pawn. He will clone the pawn, then set up camera on clone and use texture. The other thing that we can do is have the portrait spawner listen to select events, because we pass the pawn there, we clone it, we spawn it somewhere, clone, set up the camera, and we still have the reference to the selected pawn, right? And we could just drag in the texture that we're drawing from this camera into this. So essentially the portrait component would have two responsibilities, one in the clone state and one in the non-clone state, so in the original state. Okay, so I guess to make this a bit faster, we could just go in and just say here to create a new component, and I will portrait spawners. I don't know. Portrait. Let's call it like that for now. This is going to be a mono behavior, and we will have things here. What we need for sure are subsystems, private match subsystem, right? And here on start, we will say match subsystem match events on pawn selected and on pawn. Do something with target. This is a bad choice of naming, but I guess that was me. Okay, we essentially can put this into the same path here. It'll destroy for cleanup sec. Like this. So here we have the selected thing, and now we could go and just say what we're going to need here is also a serialized field, which is required. Yeah, this is required. Box group settings, private, transform. Container. Okay, so we could just do this. Instantiate selected. So this will essentially make a copy of what we're trying to do. So of the pawn that we are passing into this method. We will give it to the container, and after that we will say pawn or clone here. And of course we then need something like a dictionary. Right, dictionary from pawn to pawn. Clones. Right. And here we will say clones contains key. So if you already have this thing in here, we will do something else. For now, if that's the case, we will just bail. But to do use existing clone. Yeah. So if we clone something, then we say clones add with the original and the clone. Cool. Now that we have that, we should go in and say, oh, sorry, clone portrait. Yeah. So what we also going to need is a camera prefab. Box group, settings, private. I am actually not sure, but let's look at that. Yeah, it's just a camera here. So we don't need that, and we should say this is a prefab, right? And we then need to do as well, need to create the texture. So the portrait could be able to do that. And we just get the texture from here. So essentially what we can do is portrait texture. So this is a random texture, we know that. And then we can go in, for now just spawn the cam here somehow. Camera prefab. Var cam position or cam location, and this should come also from the portrait, so we will have something like camera mount, yeah, something like that. Camera mount, camera mount, yeah, something like this. Then we just say camera location, and that's it. And we could of course say apply or reset. Oh, what was it? Set position and rotation, and we will always set this to the containers thing here. Because I'm not always sure if this thing does this, to be honest. Okay. So we should do essentially the same here as well. So cam transform set rotation cam location position. Ah yeah, you don't know that this is a transform for now. I'll just tell you. Position and rotation, right? Hipcubs, hey, welcome. And then we will just say camera. How did we do this here? Yeah, we could also use this here to change it per pawn, which would be cool. So we can leave that. And then we have, yeah, target texture. So we just say then target texture should be the texture that we have from the clone, from the portrait. And for that, I guess it would make sense to just say here at start. Would it? We should probably do that. So there's no camera anymore. And we will probably don't need that anymore. Because that's handled in here. Yeah. Here we said, yeah, it's basically the same events. So what we then need to expose would be yeah, we do this here as well. No, we set it on the camera. Okay, another idea would be to say, give me the camera to render to. Unity engine. And then we say camera or cam. Let's just go cam. We use this and we use this, so the logic is still in here. And yeah, if the camera is small here, cam equals small, if we return. I don't care about the camera. You would just say stop rendering, and you would destroy the camera somehow, and the texture would be gone. So we just say public and public here, and at start we would say it's small. Yeah, it's still going to be that. We essentially never read from this, right? Yeah, so it would be best to get rid of that. This is what we're using in the UI. Panel detail controller, yeah, this is what we're going to use in the UI. There's a problem here. Convert to auto property. Could actually do that, yeah. So there should be a get in a private set. Still be able to be. No, I don't want to initialize it. But yeah, we clone this. What we need here will be another setting. Serialized field required. Child game. Yeah, it's always a child probably. Box group settings. And here we'll need a transform. Camera mount. Camera mount transform that we will camera mount. Yeah, I guess this is the best thing to do. Yeah, no. It's just a get that we expose here. So editor public camera mount transform camera mount transform. So this is just to so we are able to change the look and feel of the thing per unit. Okay, so is rendering, we don't need that anymore, so be gone. This is the background color, so we can change the width. First we had it to the different colors of the units, because the knight is, I guess, red and the hunter is green and stuff, and we had this background color. Looked weird, but this is a cool setting to have, so I will keep it. Yeah, and then we just say start rendering and stop rendering. That's about it. Texture has been handled in here, we just tell it what camera to use. So now that we have that, we will do the same here. We will use the camera here, and then we will just say, hey, original portrait, start rendering with this cam. Right. Then we copy these over on tone deselected, on target deselected. Copy these over as well. Clean up after yourself. And then we do this. Okay, we can call it selected here as well, so it's weird when we don't do that. Here we also check if one of the clones is essentially deselected, and if we don't have one, well, we can't do anything, right? That's not entirely true, but what we could say is at least is stop rendering. So we clear the texture. And if we don't have a clone, we can't pick up after ourselves, but if we have, I will get the clone. By the clones, alright, deselected, and then I will just say clone game object destroy. Which should not be a problem because the camera is situated within the clone. Yeah, it is. And then that should work. You know what we're going to do here? I don't know. This is a good idea. So I said we're going to use the existing clone. Yeah, we're going to do that. We will say clone. We still have the problem that these characters will be on top of each other. So if we select one and target one, but for now I think it would be funny to do so. If we have a clone already, we will use it. Otherwise, we will instantiate a new one. Yeah, this. So we can get rid of that. No. Yeah. To do, we need to find a place to for the clone if there is one already. Yeah. So now if we use that like it is, we will just spawn them on top of each other. But we will use that and try and see what it's going to use. Okay, so with this, we actually don't need to make it a singleton, because the portrait spawner can just go in and say, hey, I have this reference, which is the central hub of everything concerning a match. We will have this, which essentially will probably be itself. Yeah, I guess we should just try it out and see if it works. Okay, so let's set that up. Initialize property from constructor, replace the default value, return what? I set that right. Oh, I don't. Yeah, now I do. So yeah, this can be null, so yeah. And this is the camera mount. Cool. So let's do that. We will have gameplay here, and I will add a empty for now. Portrait spawner. I will add the portrait spawner. Give it the match subsystem and itself as the container. So let's give it a icon here so we can refer to it. Yeah. I don't want to click any of you, and I don't want to see and click any of you as well. Okay, got it. So we are kinda here. Let's just move that. We could essentially like do this within. It would be funny. So let's keep it that way for now. Just reset to 0 completely. So we had the origin here. And the pawns will spawn here, essentially. Okay, so we have errors. We don't do this anymore. That's correct. That's correct as well, and we don't do this anymore as well, and this also. Because we handle this here. Let's see. The only thing left would be, yeah, the pawns themselves, so the prefabs. Entities. So the compiler errors should be gone, hopefully. Yeah, we still need the camera prefab, but yeah, we will do that. So let's get into the hunter here, and if we look here, we have locations, and in locations we have a camera with precision and stuff and things, and what we're going to do is we will take that, move it over, and make a P portrait camera out of it. Hey MW, nothing much, just rambling from my side on how to implement what I wanted to do in 2 hours. We'll see if it works. So we have this. What we can do is we just kick this off and call it portrait camera mount. Ah, I want to unpack it completely. Yeah. So where's the... Do we still have the camera? Yeah. This should be at 0, 0, and the rotation should also be at 0. Rendering should be pawn. Render texture will be set dynamically. Ooh, we can set the background here as well. But yeah, if we wanted to set it per pawn, then we should do it via the pawn. Sounds better than what I did. What did you do? Okay, so we now need to do this for everyone. Hunter display, I guess, does not have such a thing. I'm correct. King, the king has such a thing. So same thing here. We will just go in. Ah, it's not a prefab here. Yeah, that makes sense. Call it portrait camera mount. And just remove this. Easy. Night. Same thing here. Portrait camera mount. Remove component. Mage is next. Portrait camera mount. Get rid of the camera. Cool. Ah, you bought a lederhosen for next week. Didn't you have one before? I thought you had one. Priest. Same thing here. Camera, portrait camera mount. Okay, so then we need to go through each of those again. Find portrait and give it the mount. The king as well. There it is. Mount. Background color is currently black. I'm not sure if that's correct. If I forgot to set it. But yeah. And mine is old as well, so it doesn't fit as well. So the idea of a lederhosen is you buy it once, never wash it, and that should be it. Night mage portrait, there we go. So it is all black, so I guess that's correct. Priest. Cool, so this, and now we have the spawner here, and we will give it the portrait camera. If we're going at that pace, this will definitely work within the 2 hours I set myself up to. Yeah, just do this. So if this works first try, I would be very impressed. Wow. He's here. He's here. What was that? Has been destroyed. What? The clone has been destroyed. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm not getting rid of the clones. Remove. Deselected. Yeah. It's insane that that worked the first try. Okay, so let's try again to see if the error was fixed with that. So it did not work first try really, because I had bugs, I had errors. But I was expecting to see none of this. Okay, cool. What we can do now as well. Hi Naki, welcome. Is we can extend, because now I don't know if you can see, but we cut off the tail from the helmet there. So this red thingy here. Since there was the concern that a pawn or a character was standing behind him and the camera would also detect the other pawn. So we set the limit on where the camera really sees to a hard limit, and therefore we can't see that. What we can do now is go in. So these are called near and far clipping planes, and the far here, as you can see, is 1. And I guess I also changed them around a bit on each of those cameras, so I guess it would make sense to just put it into 2.5 or something, right? That's just that we can see much farther behind, which is okay down below. Yeah, so now you can see the red thingy, right? And he's just standing here. And what he's going to do is that he has just a camera in his face, and that's about it. And let's put that, yeah. I deselected and then he's gone. And if I do this, I do this, I do this. So now, so don't mind the missing tiles. This is a dreadful bug within the editor, which I guess I'm going to fix by closing and opening again. But yeah, now what we need to do is we need to keep track of, we know how many clones we have, and then we just tell them. Yeah, we have yeah. So what I wanted to do is the challenge for me. I have not thought about how to do it other than off-world rendering. So the challenge was to implement that within 2 hours, and well, we good in time. But yeah. But yeah, it was an annoyance, and I thought it would be a good thing for the stream. Okay, so move back in here. So we have the clones. So what we can do now, we can go in and just say we have, let's make it a setting, because why not? we have a setting here which we say, what? No. Settings, private int. Let's keep the float. Say offset. Clone offset, something like that. And what we're going to do is we will calculate the offset here via clones count times the clone offset, and we will say here that the position would then be container position plus sorry, yeah, I need to construct a new one. Can I guess I can map the X here, and we will just override it with the offset, right? And then we will use that, and I think that's about it. Okay, so let's fix the material thingy. Gameplay, board, materials, and discard the change here. Reload. And for funsies, I will make it big and put the two next to each other. Oh, it still doesn't work. Okay, so let me try anyways. Handle enter mode. Interesting. Ooh. No. No. I don't believe him. Okay, so let's do this again. Board materials, discard, reopen. I guess a good idea would be to use the ID here, right? So I can just say, hey, ID, then we instantiate that, then we add the clone while the ID, say ID here as well, ID, and then ID. Yeah, this is much cleaner. What's your problem? Yes, you can be made read-only, so let's do that. Come on, Unity. Do it faster. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, so now we have the tiles back. So if I do this, we have that. Then if I go over here, it says the reference is gone. But why? Or what reference is gone? It can only be the pawn, but that's very weird. So we will investigate. So we are destroying the clone here, right? Yeah. Just say stop rendering, that's correct, and then there it is. Use another propagation. Yeah, we can do that here. We couldn't before, but now we can. Yeah. Here, yeah. Let's see. What's the problem? These animal crossing loafer, I think, so actually pretty good. The camera is weird today since I updated. Okay, so yeah. I do this. I have no render texture. Why? So we have no offset, we will spawn it at the container level, we will have the cam, instantiate that, set the position, and we start rendering. Yeah, there it is. But why doesn't it work? Yeah, Unity is weird today. Crash? Why? I did not even put lighting. Huh. Yeah, let's close that. Fix this thing again. Discard. So if we keep running into problems, 2 hours might not work as expected. But I don't see how the pawn can be null here. Because I destroyed a clone. Using Unity is like having an overly strict parent. If it hits you and if you ask why, you get it again. I was really euphoric when I saw that it worked the first time, or first try rather. Now we have this. I don't like this. Okay, so here we should only destroy clones. That's also a kind of karma. No. So essentially saying I will never, I should never be happy if something works first try. Okay, so you will do this, and hopefully we have tiles. That should be the first thing. I don't have the debugger attached. I don't have Docker running, so that's not the problem. We have 6 errors. 6. Okay, so these are Unity bugs. Okay, so let's try again. I do this. I don't have the camera on right now. What's happening? It worked before. What's different? Yeah, and then we have this. What the fuck? There should be RT anyways, but yeah, get out of here. What? So the pawn is still there anyways, so... Oh. I'm copying it, right? So it could be... No. It's just an empty vessel. And this... Oh yeah, now this could be the problem. Of course, it's because I have an actual controller on the clone as well, obviously. And when this hits, oh, the pawn is gone. So that kind of makes sense. That would mean we should do something like this. So if the pawn is gone, we will just get out of here. Handle command executed. Gotcha, this is the new thing. Return. Yeah. So we need this everywhere. You can never be too sure. Where's show? Show confirm, reveal, and show same thing. There's no pawn, we can't do anything. Period. Wave controller is probably not there as well, but yeah. But why is the rum gone? Which rum? Ah, okay. It's okay. It still doesn't work. Why not? Oh, he's here. But we fixed the other bug. So if I do this and then I do this, we should have 2 pawns. Yeah, right on top of each other. Why? Okay, so let's do this and do this. If I do this and then do this, what's happening? No. I want to attack. Yes, I attack here. We should have a clone in here. We do. Come on. Yeah, it's a clone, the mage. And then we go in. Oh, I did not set an offset. Silly me. Okay, so we have an offset of 2.5, I guess, something like that. Maybe 2 is sufficient as well. But then the weird thing is still that it's no longer rendering. It worked before, you saw. Okay, if I do this, we should have 2 pawns. Yeah. 2 units apart. I think it's funny that they're just below there. But why isn't it working with the cameras? It worked before. Okay, he's still here, so let me see. We should have an audio source. Yeah, because it was there at that time. Okay. So now let's check again. let's look at the camera. Camera's looking at this, and this is the render texture we're using. So what we changed was we switched from, but I guess that's not the problem really, texture. And then we will say, oh yeah, that could probably be a problem. Do this. Oh, we said before that this is a render texture. Let me go and check. GitLab. Yeah, this is the correct branch. So project, scripts, gameplay, entities, pawns, portrait. This was a render texture, yeah. Weird. So we just cloning it. This was the only thing we changed. Texture of the texture property. Yeah, let's try again. Bit of fresh air, maybe it helps. Okay, so that was not the problem. But why isn't it working? I don't get it. It's just white. It's just white. But when we look at, let's select, yeah. We look at that, then we look at the camera here. So we are rendering something. That's for sure. So we probably don't need shadows here, but background is solid cut. What's happening? Yeah. Where's this used? So let's pause. Open the scene. Let's look into the realm of 2D. I don't want to see you. And if I click in here, this never works. I can't. Detail panels. Okay, background, mask, frame portrait. There's no texture here. Okay. But why? Okay, so what we could do is we will just create it once at start, right? Say texture here. Do essentially this, and then the texture is never null, so we essentially don't do anything here. Then we could say, yeah, this is a auto property, but we can't do that. And we will say, it's just a get and a private set. And we will just say, hey, use this. Is there a way to destroy something like this? Suppose. There isn't, so yeah. We have compiler errors. Yeah, no, we can't do that anymore. Portrait with camera, yeah. But I don't understand why it worked before. Okay, so let's just do this. Play. So now it works again. But now it flickers. Which is probably not cool. What are we doing here? We're clearing it. Okay. I remember that this caused problems before. So I guess a it was a timing thing, and it worked before because the timing was just right. But now with these events, we are listening to the same event, and if my tool, my spawner, is called after the thing is essentially initialized, so the UI stuff, there's no texture reference whatsoever, so there's no way to render that. Yeah, we still have this flickering. I don't know if I like it. Why do we have that? If we clear stuff here, let's say, we will save the camera here, Unity Engine, camera, current camera. We'll set it to the current camera. And here we'll say target texture equals null. Where's the problem? Okay. Okay, now it's gone again. So if we have something like this, anything null, we essentially can't do anything. But other than that, we will say target texture is just null now. Yeah. But I don't know if that helps. Because I guess it's just the initial flicker when the pawn is spawning. Yeah. And we could of course go in and say clear, but I know this causes problems. So we'll leave that out for now. Maybe it's just flickery while I'm streaming. Could also be a cause. Or while I'm here. Could also be a reason for flickery stuff. No. Okay, but essentially what I was trying to do works. Right, we have these two and that works. And then they're gone again. Well, why are there... Oh, there are these flickerings. So I guess it did flicker. Let us flick it again. You need to run the texture flicker when using. When game view is what? Specific size and the render texture camera is toggled off and on, then on. Well, we are spawning them on when we need them. The flickering is C-fighting between the console and the texture. It's hard to say without seeing it. Can you not use a word canvas instead? So yeah, this is essentially the clear implementation that I used. Shade clear and every edge is drawn properly on the texture, and flickering is happening only when I press key on mouse. Yeah, probably, but I don't know if it's cool that we wait there. Well, I guess we have to. Where was this? 3 usages. Here. So essentially, wait for frame 1. Set controls active, yeah. I guess it's already... Yeah, the init is called before the do fade, so this should be okay. Ah, yeah, these things are gone again. Still flickering as fuck. Sometimes it works. No, it works. Before, yeah, now there's it again. Also, yeah, that's probably because I have the two viewports. Yeah. Yeah, but this is a significant drop in FPS when I do this. Texture clear. Let's just wait 5 frames and see if there's a difference. It seems such a simple thing. Now I'm again struggling with this minor stuff. I should have been a gardener. But it's not always. We drop significantly here, which is probably not good. The thing is, I wanted to clone them because maybe we will change the appearance of some units, and then I want them to be reflected in the portrait. So yeah. Yeah, I guess let's start and see if the camera spawning is really the problem. Okay, so analysis profiler. How could I clear again? Ah, there it is. Clean up cache data. Text rendering garbage collect. Performed. Child panel complete, yeah. Instantiate copy. Huh. Let's see, if I don't do this, do we still... Do we still do this? Huh. Oh damn, it started so good. It worked first try. There was no flickering, nothing. And then I changed something and then, yeah. Yeah. Okay, the drop is probably because we are calculating stuff. It was there before as well. The editor also has an overhead, so that's okay. try that. Let's wait for everything to settle in, and after that we will start rendering. Render texture's already there. Okay. It's not always. That's the weird thing. Okay, so we are already having the issue of the tiles again. So I will restart, and I guess I want to build a version of that and see if the problem persists. Maybe it's just a thing in the editor. So I think we should do this here. So what we can do then is clones contains key selected ID, because we will probably don't want to reuse that. We want to remove this one, and then always instantiate, right? And then we can also do this position and offset stuff before. Just say, what is this? Yeah, quaternion identity, and then position, right? Oh, sorry. It's container. What? Okay, so like this. Then we would not do this. Add those. I don't know if we really need that. And here we will just say remove clone. Yeah. Remove clone. Then we wait for one frame till the dust settles down. Oh. Okay, there's no more flickering. It was a Unity thing? Yeah, that seems to work. I don't know why, but it does. Damn. Yeah, that looks like it was before, right? Okay, cool. So it seems I don't need that. Question is, was this the trick? But if that's it, then we did it in 2 hours. It kind of looked a bit bleak in the middle, but okay. Play. There is no more flickering. It seems that there was a Unity thing since I restarted. So we don't need this, and we need this. So yeah, it worked like this before. So don't need the utils here. Okay. Also make a add clone where I give the GUI and the clone, and here damn, I need to select it, right? Yeah, never mind. Removes a clone given the pawn idea. Clone is mapped to ID of the pawn that was cloned, handles the pawn deselected event, deselected pawn. No. Come on. The PC is really beefy, and I don't get why I'm running out of. This is a RAM problem again. Not quite. But Brave is using a heck of a lot, and Rido, oh my god. Okay. Did you do it? Yeah, it works again. Handles the pawn selected event. Selected pawn will be called on Unity. Destroy will be called on Unity start. Mapping of pawn IDs to their clones. Multiple clones offset. Suffix label unit true. I guess I always write units. Camera prefab to use for the portrait rendering. This is also cool, so we could we could swap that out easily because hey, here's the new prefab, use that, and that's it. I guess we don't need the container since the container is just transform. And then we say transform. Okay, injected match subsystem portrait spawner respawn 0 to spawn pawn clones for their portrait rendering. Yes, so cool. We did not change anything here, and here we only need to render for now. No need for extensions. And what I want to do? Yeah, we need to restart because of the tiles, and then I want to build and see how it looks there. And then this is it. So in 2 hours done. Okay, so discard. I don't need you. Also scripts UI. Select a pawn. I did not change anything in here because I reworded that. Then we have this. We have the pawn, which is okay. And then we have this. Also makes sense. And we have this. Okay. So, with this cleaned up, we will reopen the editor and then perform a Windows build and see if everything works there as well. So let's go in here, find develop, build, Windows x64. Probably makes sense to clean that out. Don't know how old this build was. Still beer left. Means I was hands down with the problem. Okay, so here we are. Let's zoom out and hope all the tiles are rendering correctly. There they are. Good. Yeah, Unity, you just reloaded all assemblies and now you're going to do this again. Thank you very much. Okay, so build settings. We want to build for Windows development build, and we don't want these. We want to be in Utarak. Small build, Windows, do this. Should be really quick. I'm always forgetting that I'm streaming as well, so this of course impacts performance. And what's up with the cam? Since I updated, it's just struggling along, right? See that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so folders already created. Okay, here we are. Cool. Let's try. Dang, I forgot we still have this bug. So I can't jump in like this. I have to do a full build. Yeah. We need to merge that. Okay, so no build testing, but let me quickly test here again. I will do this off stream, so if everything works, because I'm already working on another branch here, which has the fix for that, and a few secret new stuff that will come in later patches. But yeah, let's play locally like this. So we have this. This looks fine. No problem there. Yeah, of course, if I switch between those, makes sense. You can have multiple previews, and yeah, one of the things is, yeah, this is staying, and there's nothing happening because there is no camera attached. And if we look here, all these cameras are gone. How much are you off the ground? A bit, okay. Yeah, so I guess that was it. It's kind of a change for me that we finished something on stream, but it's cool. So last thing here would be committing it, and we added the portrait spawner inclusive. We changed the portrait component. We changed how we will do this because it's no longer within the pawn. We safeguarded the action controller since clone pawns already also have this. We added the thing to the scene. Then I renamed it from T to RT because that's actually our naming convention here. Yes, then we removed the camera and added the portrait camera mount to all of these. And this is the prefab for the portrait camera, so this looks all fine. Stage selected. So UI, what's here? Yeah, we don't need those. So I would say, even call it fix. Gameplay. Portraits, let's say unit portraits, are no longer attached to the actual unit, but are now rendered off world. This fixes the issue where units would play animations and the portrait camera was static, resulting in clipped render clipped images that were rendered and used in the overall gameplay UI. Okay, you say okay, rendered off world. Unit portraits are no longer attached to the actual unit, but are now rendered off world. This fixes the issue where the units would play animations and the portrait camera was static, resulting in clipped images that were rendered and used in the overall gameplay UI. Okay, cool. So commit, and then this is very punctual. I don't need any of the rest, so I will close Unity here. And let me already switch to our outro music. Usually we use this. So final push, and then that's it for today. So I will try to keep things on for the stream that we can finish. So I guess that's always a bit better than leaving stuff off. But also what we did with the tutorial, which is coming soon. I'm working on it. Was also cool to see like the progression of stuff from the beginning to almost the end. Maybe I will show next stream how it looks. Yeah, well, by that you probably also have it, but we'll see. Yeah, so that was it for today. It worked. 2 hours worked, even though we had some some karma in the middle. And yeah, that was about it. It was great having you. It's great to see all of you. So have a great rest of the week, great weekend, and I will see you next week. So until then, guys, cheers.